Everything okay, officer?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Bro. Why the fuck is it like that? Thank you, Sarah. Sorry, I'm a little shy and quiet because I'm in public. But it's good practice. We're just being alive. It's good life practice. I'm listening to music. If you guys want to join, go to my Twitter. Thank you for the rose. You're so sweet. Just for you. I'll give you a little tour of this. The bracelets. Oh, thank you so much for Palestine. I don't want to choose sides. Everyone's suffering, you know? It's not like, that's the main discourse. It's like people are trying to make it a side thing. It's for humanity. You know, you call it ceasefire so people just stop shooting in general. Right? Like, people don't understand. Soldiers in Israel are, like, suffering from PTSD because all they know is fucking shooting. You know, the soldiers, like, people don't understand the mental torment that being a soldier has on you. You know, why Palestine? Because it's a genocide. You know, like, forget about religion. It's, if you're really gonna look at what happened, you know, that was their birthland. You know, free everyone. That's the whole point of a ceasefire, basically. You know. Just okayed losered Brittany Broski. Okay, American flag. You know my name. Bob. It's pretty good. The scallops are good. I love scallops. That's funny. Ghost Tiger said, "Lol in England, if you pose with a flag outside for sports, you're seen as a racist." You know, apparently, people say if you're Canadian and you walk around with or if you just in general walk around with a Canadian pin on you, people genuinely will show you like a deeper level of respect. Which, yes, there's a lot of problems with our country, but honestly, I feel safer here knowing that we are gun free, for the most part at least, you know? Like, obviously people still get stuff in illegally, which is scary as fuck. Like, really scary. Just knowing that, and you know, it's scary knowing that police and certain security officers or stuff, like, carry guns sometimes. Like, that alone makes me scared, you know? But in general, I feel a lot safer being Canadian. That's what I mean, like, it's, people do stuff illegally all the time, you know? Like, you hear, like, that's the issue. It's like, America just has so many guns, literally, they smuggle it into other countries, like, not the best neighbors, if you ask me. This water bottle. I'm an iPad kid. I'm entertainment. Okay, LA Girls by Weezer goes fucking hard. Oh my god, it goes so fucking hard. I'm gonna pull a prank on Conan Gray. We'll see how much he knows. I'm getting the ins. How deep into Spotify is he? I know people. Thanks for, I don't even know what that is. Thank you for a rose. And thank you for, what is it, GG? You know, it's anxiety provoking just being in public. That's why I do this. I just gotta get used to it. Check out Destroy Boys. Thank you so much for all your support. I appreciate you guys so much. We get through life together. Ghost Hunter. Ghost Tiger said, "What's Halloween like in Canada?" The same as America, I'm guessing, except you like half the time it snows. So as a child, I sometimes would have to wear like a winter jacket over my costume, which just ruins it because no one can see your fucking costume. But it only does that half the time. Like usually it's really bad weather on Halloween. That's kind of like the main difference, I think. And also, I still like, me and my friends would trick or treat up until we were like 20. And if you go to a group with 20-year-olds, it's fine. People will still give you candy and it's fucking funny. Also, if you go to Castle Loma, they have a annual Halloween, what is it, haunted house type thing. Like oftentimes people go to Wonderland for Halloween, but Halloween Haunt at Wonderland like Canada's Wonderland, which is like an amusement park for those of you who are American. Like, Halloween Haunt was honestly a big disaster like the past 2 years because basically COVID fucked everything up, and there was like they couldn't do actual haunted houses, so people basically were just walking around and trying to get jump scared by the actors, because they're like actors that basically dress up and like crawl around and like like there's a circus and stuff at this is like Six Flags in Canada, but yeah, people like there were people who basically walk around and jump scare you, but like honestly, last few years, Halloween Haunt has been like shit. Like every time I saw people posting about it, it was like just way too many people. And then there was no haunted houses, so the people were just walking around and like it was way overcrowded. So they better get like actual control with like the crowds this year. Because like I've known like a few people who have been actors for Halloween Haunt, and it's like a lot of fun if they actually do it right, you know? But Casa Loma is pretty fun. I went there last year, and Casa Loma, like, the actual scariness of the Casa Loma Halloween party is it's not that scary, but if you get halfway through the haunted house, it's like through the whole castle, right? And it's just kind of made for kids, right? Because obviously they try to market it to families, but like if you go down the path and go outside, there is like a little party dungeon area where you can get drinks and stuff, and like that's where the adults hang out. That was okay, but like the main treat that me and my friends experienced, was it last year? It was either last year or the year before on Halloween. It was me, my friend Emma, and some of you might know James, but they go by Belle now. We went to like a escape room, which I love escape rooms so much. But there was a haunted house hosted by, was it Escape? There was this haunted house by an escape room, like a local escape room in Toronto, and I forget the name of it, but it was basically a zombie apocalypse. And holy shit, this escape room haunted house was so good. When I tell you, I also like got really high. I mean, on weed. I don't smoke anything else, contrary to popular belief. But yeah, and I freaked the fuck out. Like when I tell you, they had basically professional actors acting in this haunted house, and like to the point where when you walk in, there was like a bunch of screens, and all of them were like stating like, oh, there's like a chemical outbreak and stuff, and like they had fake scientists on the screens, like basically making everyone freak out. And when you're high, this is really fucking freaky, right? But I also went with Layla. Oh my god, I forgot she was there. I forgot she was there. That's my ex. But like, I forgot she was there because the whole time I remember trying to like nuzzle up close to her, but then she just kept ignoring me and be like, this ain't fucking scary, this ain't scary, and just walking away from me. And then I was just like, I need support. I need an arm to hold on to. But it made it scarier, right? But like given that I was high, it was not great. But like, yeah, there was a point where one of the actors, like, they came up to each person individually and they like pulled out a flashlight and just went and literally went into people's eyes and were like, we need to check if you're like, we need to check if you've been like experimented on, like, and they made us like do a call and response. Like they actually like psychologically were scaring you in this haunted house, which I fucking love to see that shit. But I am a big scaredy cat, which is the other thing. But yeah, and it was really funny because I remember at the end of the haunted house there was this I was about to say scene, like my life is a movie, but there's this moment when at the end of the haunted house when we were like waiting to leave, and I think there's just like this exit area, and there are a bunch of people like pretending to be in like cages and stuff like that, like zombies pretending to be in cages. And then I just like straight up, while we're waiting in the line, I straight up just like go up to one of the zombies and just go like, and then what did I say? I said some like really funny shit. I was like are you an actor or something? And like I freaked them out, and like I was like the only one laughing, and all my friends were like, why the fuck did you embarrass us? But like, that's what you gotta do when you're in a haunted house. You gotta scare the fucking actors. That's the only way I can make myself not be scared, if I'm just like they're just fucking human, you know? Oh my god, yeah. In England, kids have firework fights. That freaks me out. That freaks me out. Like, I mean, I've seen like kids. There was one time when I was walking home from school in middle school, and this group of teens just like had fireworks and they aimed it to, like straight ahead, and it went off. I don't know if it was on accident or on purpose, but they aimed their fireworks straight ahead, and I was walking that way, and I just had to like see a bunch of sparks as I was just walking, and like I don't know, it's fucking scary. I don't know what getting hit by a firework feels like. I don't want to feel it, you know? But I do love fireworks. You would never do an escape room in your claustrophobic? Well, there's bigger ones. That's the thing. Like, I've done a lot of escape rooms. They have like really low budget ones. Like, oftentimes, like if you go to games cafes in Toronto, which there are a lot of those, but there's a lot of like small budget escape rooms where it's literally just like one room, and they make a whole plot about like what's in the closet, you know, or like there's a ghost, and like you can find like invisible ink on the wall. Like, people get really fucking creative with their escape rooms with like low budgets. But then they also, like, for example, if you go to what is it, Pioneer, there's this thing called Pioneer Village, which I used to work this rave at Pioneer Village called Electric Island, and like, anyways, Pioneer Village, they do tours. Like, they do like ghost tours that I've been on before. Not just Pioneer Village, but in Toronto they do ghost tours. Thanks for calling me cute. I appreciate that. But yeah, Pioneer Village has this thing where, what was I saying? You can basically, sorry, my ADHD. You can basically go there, and you can, they have escape rooms seasonally at Pioneer Village. And keep in mind, Pioneer Village is literally like a pioneer village. You know, it's like seen as an exhibition now, but there's just like a bunch of old houses that were, I guess, like native to the land, right, in Canada, that they just left there, and they have like a lot of memorabilia from the times that you can go and see. But yeah, when they do these escape rooms, I've never done one of these escape rooms because it's actually a big orchestrated thing. Like, I wanted to do a birthday event, or maybe in the future I'll do it, but basically where you go to this escape room and you need to have like at least 30 people. That's the issue, right? Like, usually if you can go with 2 people, right, like you can go by yourself, right, but you're going to be placed in a group full of strangers, and oftentimes you have to work together with the strangers, and like I think that's just a lot more intimidating, and I would be up for that, but like a lot of my friends would not be up for that. So I've thought about like doing the escape room at Pioneer Village, but like actually getting like a good amount of people in on it, right? But then the problem is, it's like they market it as like a business excursion, which I kind of think is funny. But yeah, there's like a lot of fun things that you can do during Halloween in Canada. So that's just so you know. Okay, I'm gonna go back to meditation. You know, like, it's interesting live streaming in public because like people do just kind of like walk your way and just kind of look at you funny. But for all they know, I'm just like FaceTiming with a friend, which is kind of what I'm doing, you know, just FaceTiming with my mom. FaceTiming with my mom. Give me $1, Mom. Give me $1, Mom. Ooh, you see, that's the interesting thing. I'm more scared of playing video games. Oh, thank you so much for the rose, Ghost Tiger. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for hanging around. What was I saying? I just got so flustered. You gave me a rose. What can I say? Yeah, I get pretty scared of video games. Like, I mean, I've never really played that many video games, mainly because I'm actually very bad at stuff online specifically, if I play games, it's usually something like Fireboy and Lava Girl, you know, or at least that's what I was raised up on. Like I play like basic games, like, you know, I have my Switch right here, and I've been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors. That's, oh my god, that game's so much fun. And then I've been playing Omori, of course, and like, you know, I just do like the classics like Mario Kart or whatever. But then, like, you know, I like Stardew Valley, but I just like, oh, Backbone. I need to recommend Backbone. I need to finish that game. I love that game so far. That game's just real life. I also, I've played Disco Elysium, which is really good for people who are looking to get into like understanding communism, right? Disco Elysium is really fun. It's really dark too, which I like. But I haven't finished it. It actually got like too difficult. Like, there's this scene at the end where like you basically have to confront the police, and I just couldn't defeat the police. Like, I couldn't figure out what to do next. So, yeah. Anyways, those are some games I've been playing. I've been trying to get into computer games more, but again, it's like my friend Ollie tried to get me into playing. What's that Dungeons and Dragons game? Oh, I can't even remember what it is. Like, for example, my friend Emma really likes Cyberpunk, which I've been wanting to play, and I heard that what's his name? John Wick. John Wick is in that game, which I think is really fucking funny. And I really want to play that game. But it's really just like, since the fire, I lost my like I only just got like a PC, and I built, like, me and my ex built it together, and we also like went to the shops and had them help us build it because we got completely confused trying to build it on our own. But like, man, the flies love me. Oh my god. But yeah, I just like, I basically finished building the computer, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm ready for school. Gonna go to art school. Gonna play games now. And then everything burned in the fire. And the thing is, not even everything like completely burned, but like I remember specifically seeing my box that we completely finished building, and like we bought the pieces individually. Like, I remember seeing it fully intact after the fire, but then the insurance company just took it, and it's like, I don't get to test it out. I don't know, like they just said, like, they literally were just like, get a new one. And it's like, I could have literally had that back, sold it for parts, or tested them out to see if they work, but like, they're just gonna take it and then wait until I remember to ask them for it. I don't even know if they'll give it back to me. They just took a bunch of my shit, which is like really fucking annoying. And like, you know, I obviously have like a shit ton of like childhood plushies and stuff that they just took, and like, I have to write down specifically each of them by name, or else they won't give them back to me, which is like absolutely fucked up, you know? And it's not just, it's like, the fire was in my room, but they stripped our whole house of all of our items, and my parents don't tell me things straight up front, so I'm stuck being this middle woman, and it really sucks, because, you know, so much of that money is down the drain, and it's like, I don't know, stuff is expensive nowadays, but I can obviously, like, luckily, this is the good thing about being a house fire, you get replacements, right? So I am able to get a new PC, but it's just like, it's just time. I want to move out, but right now it's like, it's literally a battle with my parents right now, because they don't want me to move out. But, you know, I can't be living there. It like causes me a lot of mental torment just being around them that much. But like, so I'm gonna get into gaming. I'm gonna get into, like, obviously getting my actual PC back, but it's just time. And I know, not the plushies. Cyberpunk 2077 is the best game I've ever played. Yeah, like, yeah, my dream fantasy universe. Like, I don't know if any of you've seen, like, I did have a big crush on the Cole Sprouse twins when I was little, and a little bit now, but like, for Titanic Sinclair, I don't like Cole Sprouse anymore. I mean, I do, but like, boy's too sassy for me these days, and you know, he's teaming up with Brittany Broski, so I gotta actually like stand my ground. And also for Lily Reinhardt, you know, sassy men need to be held accountable, right? Like, I'm not labeling him white boy of the month if he ain't the white boy of the month. you know, show your worth to me. Anyways, I had a big crush on Cole and Dylan Sprouse when I was growing up, and obviously I loved The Sweet Life on Deck, so I loved Debbie Ryan, and yeah, I was obsessed with Debbie Ryan and Cole Sprouse's relationship. I'd love to see them hang out again. I wonder if that would ever happen. Oh my god. But yeah, like I remember I was like, I would look at their relationship, I'd be like, that's my dream. They're living my dream. They're so stable. But anyways, in that show, what was I even talking about? Fetch me a sandwich real quick. Oh, I'll fetch you an empanada. Plushies. Oh, Cyberpunk. Yeah, okay. In Sweet Life on Deck, I remember there's this game like way back in the day that they talked about a lot, and it wasn't just them, but I found out about it through this show called like Second Life, which is basically The Sims, but it's off-brand, or maybe it was The Sims before The Sims. I don't know which came first, but like basically it's just you playing as an online persona, but you get to customize your character. But it was primarily based around like online chatting and like dating. So it was like a way for people, like antisocial people, to like meet online and like practice dating with online characters, right? Like kind of like what my generation's Movie Star Planet was, you know, because people used to love announcing who they were dating on Movie Star Planet. But yeah, Second Life used to be the thing, and then it was Sims. But I never actually had enough money, and my parents never, you know, gave me like The Sims growing up. So like I never actually like I would play Sims if I went over to my friend Ollie's house, or I would play Sims like just by, like I would play like this thing called Virtual Villagers, which is off-brand Sims, like just on my phone, or like, you know, like there's like Virtual Families that I also played on my phone. Like basically all these like games that you have to pay for, because I was like broke and my parents also just like didn't like giving, like they wouldn't just like give me stuff all the time. So I would have to just find free versions of these like public games. So yeah, those are some fun things. Like for example, like you know how people like playing Episode? Before Episode, I used to play this game called Campus Life, which is basically like I think it's by the same people. It's like the same model for characters, but it was just like a fashion game. Right? Like, I actually need to get into actual gaming. Like, you know, I want to play Cyberpunk so bad. Especially for, like, oh my god, the Dream Fantasies on there. Like, I mean, my friend Will also, like, talks about playing, like, he would talk about playing, like, the gay fantasies on there. Because apparently they go in. Like, depending on your, like, adventure that you choose. Okay. You're an artist, so you could do custom portraits. I have thought about that. I've actually thought about, like, this is going to be a little saucy, but, like, doing custom, like, nude portraits, you know, because I want to turn myself into Leo, because, you know, Boyd talks about, like, the rights of the lions all the time, but he can't get his hands off a 17-year-old girl. I'm just kidding. What's his age range? Isn't it, like, he doesn't date over, like, he breaks up with all of his girlfriends when they turn like 21, right? Well, you moved out. Anyways, I shouldn't spread false information about Leo, or maybe I should, because like he's an environmental activist, but like he's been real quiet recently, you know? Like, but anyways, I do still admire him in ways, you know, obviously. He's done a lot of good acting, and he's friends with Tobey Maguire, and I think maybe he can help Tobey Maguire. They've actually been like best friends for like since they were like young in the acting industry, Tobey Maguire and like Leonardo DiCaprio. But they both specifically are really into the gambling underground scene, and like, you know, obviously it's really fucked with their mental, like fucked with them mentally. Like, you know, you can see like the difficulties that Tobey Maguire goes through with his gambling addiction. Like, I would see stuff online about how he would like blow $1 million on fucking gambling, because that's what happens when you get in the game, you know, like when money starts becoming that easy, right? It's obviously like you get like it's easy to get addicted to the high, you know. But anyways, let's see. What's some questions? Yeah, like I've thought about doing like nude portraits to be like Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic. The problem is like I want to practice my skills. I'm making a lot of art, but I've been really struggling with just like finishing. That's what she said. I was an introvert. I played Sims a lot. Oh my god, yeah. Like me and my friend Ollie is a really big introvert. I love him so much. I've known him since second grade, right? But like, it's one of those friendships where like you see each other, but you don't talk all the time. But like when you hang out, you're like, you know that you can trust them, right? And he's really into Sims, and like he buys like extension packs. Like all of the money that he makes, he spends on extension packs. And I remember like we made a Gravity Falls like Sims model of like the house in Gravity Falls when we were younger, and like we just never finished it because like there's just never really a time where we both sit down and play Sims. But like I really want to get into gaming more, specifically like console gaming and stuff, just because it was something I never really grew up with, other than like when I grew up, like growing up, I mainly just had the Wii and my Nintendo DS. So it's like only been recently when I bought like the Switch. Like me and my ex originally bought the Switch together with both of our money, and then like since the fire, like I was able to like just get a new one. So like it's still like relatively new, you know? Like again, it was like I was gonna get PC and start playing games. Oh, it's not Elden Ring. What's that? What's the Dungeons and Dragons game? Oh my god, I can't remember. But you know that game. I tried so hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Do you want me to play that song, Nadine? You seem to want to hear that song. I don't... What's the name of that song? Charlie Day, I swear. I play his music on my radio station, like from Always Sunny. Should I play their podcast? Should I play the Always Sunny podcast sometime? I'm thinking about it. I'm a little shy. They're a little crazy, you know? But I love them so much. Yeah. I mean, there's so much money to be made in the game industry. Holy shit. Like, you know, I went to art school last year. I didn't, like, obviously had to, like, leave because of the fire fucking up my life and stuff. But, like, I don't think I'm gonna go there next year. I'm gonna try to do, like, some more influencer stuff and, like, work on my station and, like, see if it leads anywhere, right? But if nothing ends up leading, if I end up being unhappy trying this out, right, my backup is always just like to just focus more on art and go back to school and like perhaps like I went into like originally when I went to OCAD I went into what's it called, animation and like video film animation, like what was it called, integrated media, like integrated media and animation, right? So basically I had free range to like test out anything within like video game design. Like I was doing like I was learning about like visual effects, like, you know, in real life, like 3D modeling, like stop motion, 2D drawing. Like there's just like so many passions I have, and I think it's just really, it's like very stressful, like not like feeling like you don't want to choose the wrong path and feeling like you don't want to make the wrong decision when there's so many things you want to do, right? It's like, what thing? I'm trying to just think like, what is the thing that right now can get me the most outreach, right? So I can make connections, because honestly the whole industry is literally just about networking. And like a lot of kids who go to art school, like I'd meet kids who are like 27 going to OCAD and they were just like, yeah, I tried being an artist and I'm honestly here to just like meet people in the industry, which is, that just tells you how fucking difficult it is, you know? Like, even when you go to art school, like, it doesn't mean it's going to lead anywhere, right? So, like, I'm trying to just, like, focus on myself, focus on my mental health, focus on marketing through my radio station and protesting, obviously, because it's all for fucking human rights, you know? And then just, like, trying to make art at the same time is just, like, it's just so many things, right? So it's just, like, a slow uptick battle, because obviously, like, all of my friends who are also, like, artists struggle daily, not just with, like, well, with their mental health, because fucking genocide, you know? Like, it takes a fucking torment on you, right? But, like, you know, I've had friends, like, struggling to get jobs for months, and, like not being able to move out because they, like, literally nowhere is hiring. Like, I have a friend named, like, maybe I shouldn't say their name, but I have a friend who works at, like, Stag Shop, which is, like, a sex shop, right? Where it's not like you're a sex worker, you're just selling, like, dildos and stuff. But I had a friend, I still have a friend who, like, works at one of these shops, right? And, like, I remember, like, I had, when COVID and, like, the fire happened, and, like, or kind of in between all of this, like, Christmas time, when everyone was kind of taking a break, right? Like, because COVID's still going on, obviously, but, like, I remember I have a pretty, like, good resume for, like, a kid my age living in Toronto, right? And I remember I, like, applied for this job, and I also had a referral from this friend who was working there, and I had an interview, right? And in the interview, they literally told me, like, hey, like, we really liked you, we think that you're gonna, like, you'd be good in this position, right? Like, and we're just gonna do some more interviews, and you're, like, we'll get back to you on if, like, you know, they obviously interview stuff, right? And it's like, I have a good resume, I'm young, I would be good at selling products because I'm young, right? I have a friend who works there who's been working there for a while. They gave me a referral. They're friends with the manager of the shop that I was applying to. And I also wrote a cover letter, right? And I was told I did great on the interview, right? And I was going to get the job unless they find someone else. And it's like, within the next 3 days, they did interviews and they found someone else. And it was literally just someone older. And, like, they obviously just had more experience because they're older. And it's like, that's telling you what the market is. Like, I applied, like I have a decent resume for my age, and, like, I couldn't get a job with all of that at Stag Shop, when, you know, it's telling you it's fucked. When, like, it's like we have all these people who are in their 40s who are jobless because of COVID, and et cetera, right? Like, you know, people think people protesting in the film industry for writers' rights was a joke. No, there's a reason why I support A24, because I actually fight for workers' rights and actually give them proper working wages. You know, like, the demands of the writers' protests were not out of hand. It's just bigger companies like Warner Brothers or whatever, they don't give a shit about paying every single individual within the team properly. That's the pyramid scheme. It's always that. It's the big corporations. You know? You gotta know the names that you trust. That's the thing. Like, you gotta actually, like, when we go and see a movie, right? When you see it in theaters, when we watch it, when we download it, when you go on a streaming service, like, people don't think, but, like, you know, obviously Amazon is a big fucking monster of a company, right? And a lot of it is just drop shipping, and a lot of it is just people in, you know, developing countries making products, working in factories daily, right, for, like, less than minimum wage, and they're reselling these products online on Amazon, right, and completely monopolizing the market, right, so that things on Amazon are cheaper than things in local shops, right? They do that on purpose. And you know what they do? They have a deal, like, you get an Amazon Prime subscription, you're also gonna get Prime Video, and you're also gonna get not just that Prime Video, but you're gonna get Audible, because people don't know Audible is also owned by Amazon. It's all companies that we are mindlessly putting our money into. You know, we have to actually consciously, as people, as workers, as people with minds who have free will, we have to, like, fully be like, I'm not gonna put my money towards that company, which I haven't bought something off Amazon in like a year. You know, like it's easy to buy something from the companies. Like it's easy to get angry at people, and I do get angry at people to be funny, but also because it angers me. But like genuinely, like we see the problem, you have to make a statement about the problem. And you know, I'll buy a physical book over an Audible book, or I'll read a Wattpad story, you know? Just like, we gotta think as consumers, we are putting our money towards companies, and we can't be mindless about the companies we're putting our money towards, because we are fucked if we do that, because we literally are fucked, and we have been fucked. Yeah, the strike paid off, but specifically, A24 has been profiting, but these other companies haven't really said much about their workers' rights changing. Specifically, the animation industry. I know the workers who were working on Spider-Man, like the Into the Spider-Verse, were protesting hard because the animators were not being given like proper rights. They were being overworked and underpaid. Like the animation industry is a whole other beast, you know? Ghost Hunter says that they hate AI with a passion. AI is very frustrating, but it's inescapable. And it's terrifying, but it's inescapable. And it's already everywhere, and people don't know that it's everywhere because they're getting tricked by AI on the daily, which is scarier. I think the scarier thing than AI is people believing in AI. Like, believing that everything they see is actually what it is. Which is, everything on the news isn't what it seems, right? You gotta know the companies that you're watching your news sources from. Like, Fox News spreads propaganda all the fucking time. All the fucking time. Do you see Donald Trump and Logan Paul fucking playing buddy-buddy on there? Because they're scared of what consequences they're gonna face for shitting on Asians, which they've been doing it their whole lives, right? But like, there's a reason why Fox News is spreading this propaganda. They're trying to make the kids like them, you know? And it's like, they're fucking sneaky. They're sneaky as fuck, right? Like, who owns Fox News? Rich people. Rich people who want to get their ways. There's so many news sources. You got to find the right ones, right? You got to know the difference from you got to know the difference from seeing actual people suffering versus seeing people laughing about people suffering. You know, you got to be conscious while we're alive. Oh my god. Ghost Hunter just stated that, yep, we had anti-Muslim riots recently in England. Like, that is fucking disgusting. Do people not see, like, it's just straight up racism. Like, people are just not viewing Muslims as real people. That's fucking disgusting. Like, and even labeling it as anti-Muslim riots, it's like, you're being very kind, Ghost Tiger. But genuinely, those people are, like, they're calling Muslims terrorists when who's really acting like a terrorist in this situation? The people are actively protesting against human rights, right? Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure out you hate a person simply for their race, religion, or them being alive. You're the bad one. Good, I'm glad you're safe. It's just like, you know, obviously, like in England, right? You're still, like, they're still being ruled over by the crown, right? Like, I believe Canada has stepped away from that, primarily at least. I believe, I need to do some research on that. I know we're not, like, super connected, but I don't know what to fucking believe anymore, honestly. But I know we stepped away from the crown. But I know in England, right, they've been, like, Brexit has been a huge thing for years, which Brexit is literally just people trying to get away from the crown ruling over them and controlling everything, right? Like, those rich motherfuckers don't give a shit about you, right? It's just funny seeing them dressed up in fucking rich attire because they think that there's some special human being. If you want to be special, do some actual good change for society. Like, you know, anyone can put on a crown. Cage the Elephant. Listen to Cage the Elephant. They fucking rock. Yeah, people will attend fucking Kate Middleton's coronation. They'll attend. Oh my god. TikTok asked me to do a puzzle. People will go witness the birthing of the new princess in England. And it's like, that baby has all the riches in the world. Don't you want to care for children in other countries that actually have nothing rather than just watch a rich family on TV? Like, I don't know. Oh my god, you're writing a novel? You're inspiring me. Dan and Phil inspire me every day. I'll be honest. It's hard to be depressed. It's hard to be diagnosed with persistent depressive disorder because it literally means that it's long-term depression, which is literally caused by capitalism. I just saw it young, you know? It's like, people don't realize there's a reason why so many kids are fucking mentally unstable nowadays. It's fucking them. There's so many people in corporate companies that are genuinely alcoholics. And it's like, we question why people don't care more. They barely care for themselves. Everyone's in fucking hecky right now. That's why we gotta fight. Whatever. I always end up on politics. You really get me, Ghost Tiger. But I gotta be pretty. I gotta find a good dipping sauce for this. It's like, it's really good. I really like this. It's like I forget what it's called, but it's like corn flour and cheese. And I just like, I need some sort of dip. I need some I'm trying to think of what would be a good dip. Like something lime or like barbecue maybe. Or like just something saucy. Depression is no joke. I've had it for years. Luckily, I have religion to escape. I'm an ex-alcoholic. That's the thing. Like, people turn to religion to help them feel better. And I obviously want to show respect to other people's religions, right? Like, I lean towards religion some days. Other days, I lean against it, you know? There's many pros and cons to religion. I personally identify as agnostic. So basically, in order for me to believe something, I gotta see it. But I basically take information from from every religion. I take information and I try to see what I can apply into my life, what I feel like the world needs, and I let that affect me moving forward, you know? So I consider myself, like, I'd say the word spiritual. I like, given that, you know, I just personally don't agree with a lot of shit that goes on in the Catholic faith. You know, like, I grew up in the Catholic Church, right? Like, I was, like, I went to church school, I got baptized, I got baptized, I did my first communion, I got confirmed with the Catholic Church. But it's just like, you know, when I think about people like the Pope, think about people who genuinely, like, put their faith over other people. Like, I think what we need to take from religion is that we have to respect everyone, you know? Like, when you say in Christianity, like, you gotta respect your neighbors, like you gotta have forgiveness, like, I'll take stuff like that from those passages, but I'm not just gonna call myself a Christian, because at the end of the day, who wrote those words? It was people, you know, like I can identify with some of the things that the people said, but that whole ideology is not something that I necessarily agree with fully, you know, because obviously if you look into the Bible, there's very problematic stuff in the past in terms of like racism and slavery and like very homophobic stuff. Like a lot of people will come to me and they'll be like, I appreciate your fight, but I'm very conservative, so I just can't really support. And it's like, you're not going to support a kid because you're homophobic. Like, I just don't agree with that on so many levels. But I'm going to try to have understanding, right? But it just sucks when like a lot of people put this idea of religion before what they're seeing in front of them, you know? And I think that's a conversation that I'm trying to start. Like I still try to stay connected with faith, but like when your connection is burdened by like, you know, you just not having like an idea of actual equality. Like you don't actually have like equity in society. You don't have true connection and relationship with other human beings in society, right? Like we have to turn into these like structures that we put in place, specifically religion, and say, hey, that religion isn't taking care of everyone in society. Maybe I gotta start understanding that stating everything and giving everything to a church, like that's why I kind of like to say like, oh, you're gonna join my cult, right? Because it's playing in on the idea that like, yes, religion is a cult. Like every religion is a cult, you know, but it's just so normalized that we don't view it like that. And obviously the Catholic faith does not want to be seen as a cult, but it is what it is because it's been around for years. Well, that's the thing, right? Like thanks for having conversation, Ghost Tiger. Like, yeah, it's like the reason why the Catholic Church is so corrupt is because of capitalism, because people were giving them money. People still are giving them money. Like, and every single church is not the same, right? And every single church is trying to keep their inheritance. So it's almost like it feels like there's no winning, you know, because they're all just trying to monopolize on the market and the people that are interested in watching them and caring for them. And, you know, you just gotta be careful who you trust. Oh, I'm getting full. You're funny, Ghost Hunter. I think people need to do that more. Like, it's very hard to talk about Israel, right? Because it is ethnicity mixed with religion, right? And you obviously don't want to offend people, right? But in order for people to be truly free, you have to separate, like, the idea of my identity is fully tied to ideas of religion. Because if you do get into like, obviously, like people who are like, how do I phrase this? Like, if I look at someone who's Amish, right? Like, it's like a group of people that you could say is like, you know, just trying to, it's like, I don't know, like, it's like you're trying to care for your own kind, right? And you specifically breed for years within a same community to try to keep your people alive. right? So that is mixing religion with ethnicity, right? But then we have to start understanding that there is a point when sometimes you have to realize your own people are hurting your own people, you know? Like, when I try to fight for people in the Philippines to be free, right? I have to understand that in a lot of the things I say, I'm gonna get a shit ton of hate from Filipinos. Genuinely. Like, when I first, like, I was like pulling some pranks and stuff, and I did this, like, I shouldn't have done this because now a lot of my family is like, thinks that I'm crazy, but like, I posted this like Hail Satan thing on like Facebook, and oh my god, so many people genuinely freaked the fuck out at that in my family, and like, you know, started spreading a shit ton of lies about me. And it's like, you don't realize I'm fucking joking, right? It's like, sometimes you gotta fully destroy yourself in order to make people see. It is destruction that causes actual, like, the actual birth of something new, you know? I'm gonna have people in my family think that I'm a Satanist when I'm not, right? But it's truly to show that what you're being fed on Facebook is fucking propaganda a lot of the time, right? Like, they don't even know what that really fucking means because they're not getting educated, you know? Like, in order for me to help save my people, you can say that, right? Like, people within my culture, within my ethnic background, I have to call out the behaviors and the flaws within the system that is being created. And if that means that people are going to look at me as a laughingstock, specifically Bella Porsche is literally trying to ruin my fucking identity, right? Like, I can tell. You know, like, you know when people within your ethnicity are not caring for you, and that's why it hurts even more, you know? Like, you gotta stand up for your own, and you gotta understand when you are being called out by someone that is of the same background as you. You have to take those accusations seriously, right? Or else people are never gonna be free. You see, Ghost Tiger said, I know the fly is eating. Okay, Ghost Tiger, thank you for the flowers. I appreciate that. Someone said the fly is eating my food. They are. There's like 3 flies, but it's okay. They can eat. They need it more than me. I'm pretty full, honestly. Ghost Tiger said, my identity is 70% religion, 20% race, and 10% desires. That is very interesting. I think that's very, very fascinating. Like, why did I do the Satan thing? Because everyone's doing it. Everyone in America is pulling that shit, like, in their music. They're pulling the whole, like, I follow the cult of Satan. Did you see Dan and Phil doing that shit? They were like, because there's so much propaganda around it, right? Like, you know, the star with the triangles on it, it's seen as like the sign of the devil. But really, when you search up the meaning of the pentagram, it's based around, like, the states of, what is it? The states of matter? Like, it's based around, like, earth, wind, fire, soil, like, actually, like, there's so much propaganda fired on top of propaganda. People don't even know it's fucking real, right? You hear the word pentagram, you're like, you're a Satan hailer. Like, Satan, you're like, it's like, you're not. Like, you have to look at the origins before that, right? But yeah, I did it because, again, destruction is a form of creation. My mom has been spewing that I'm a joke my whole life. She's very uneducated about mental health. And keep in mind, we have done family therapy my whole life, you know? Like, we've done family therapy, and the whole time she criticizes me. And I have to say, can you stop, please? And she keeps criticizing me, and she doesn't go to personal therapy. Like, when you go to therapy with someone and you learn that the whole time they're supposed to be in therapy, they're criticizing someone else, maybe there's some internal fears and suppressed traumas and neglect that they're refusing to admit, you know? That's very interesting. Ghost Tiger says, the pentagram represents the 5 pillars in Islam. It's a positive thing. Yeah, you know, I actually was in I had this music teacher in grade school, and we did like it's funny because like I went to the school called, no, I shouldn't say the name, okay, but we did these like my teacher was like Jewish, and we called her, or her name, like Miss Wolf, we called her Miss Wolf, and she would teach us like these like hymns, and there's this one that I still remember that goes like, oh say shalom bimroma, uya say shalom. And you know, I also spent I said this earlier in my TikTok career but I have a history, like I was in a like primarily all Jewish school for a year and a half of my life in high school. I've been in 7, I believe, alternative schools throughout my time in high school. Like I did not have a very conventional like growing up experience, you know. I don't think therapy is a scam. I think that there's many things that need to change within therapy. I think the fact that therapy isn't free is a scam, you know? Like, I think therapy should be fucking free, especially given it's fucking $200 per session, right? And luckily, I have, like, if you're 18 or younger, usually you can get stuff for free in terms of therapy in Canada. Because you're young, but like I don't think it's like that in America. And I also do know certain, like if you work for a good company, you can get insurance, and that can help pay for your therapy. But again, America's a lot more fucked, you know. So like honestly, I think a lot of people need to be in therapy. A lot more people need to be in therapy. And specifically, you know, if you have a bad experience with a therapist, find someone different, go to a different source. I've talked to many horrible therapists, you know, but they're all people and you can find the right match for you. But the scam is the fact that it's so fucking expensive. And it's because even the therapists are struggling. Like one of the reasons why I had to start protesting earlier, back around March, was because my therapist was getting so depressed. Like my therapist of 2 years got like so depressed with everything in her life, her personal life, but also society, with COVID fucking everyone over. Like she literally was like, I need a break, I can't be your therapist anymore. And it's like, my therapist needs therapy. Like how fucking far within capitalism are we gonna go? You know, it's fucking a hellhole. Capitalists love fucking the hellhole. They love fucking that. Thank you for joining along. Wow. When I play this song, Go to Sleep Kimberly, Kim Kardashian's always on my mind. Does she need Pete Davidson? I'm starting to think so, yeah. Honestly. Bianca Censori and Kanye West seem to be doing fucking fantastic, so like, I think she does need some fucking Pete for Pete's sake. You know, I don't know. Just saying. I'm gonna draw on my iPad, so I'm gonna log off. But yeah, whoa, perfect timing, Ghost Tiger. Nice talking, but I've got to pray. Honestly, sometimes I do still pray, and sometimes I feel a little better when I do. But am I talking to? I'm just talking to humanity. At the end of the day, I'm talking for people to help other people, and maybe there's a higher force of some sort, right? But there's no way for me to know, at least not right now. And I can pretend like they're listening, but you know, if I can't see any change, there's no change. But I hope you have a good prayer. Amen. Have a good day, everyone.